Wednesdays, 9 Eastern Time on Vice TV Sports Gone Wrong. One of the individuals part of this fun program every single week is the only guy who's a 4-time NBA champion who played on the Bad Boys Pistons, who appeared in both Bad Boys movies. 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, John Salley.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, and 4.
Right? 1, 2, and 4.
Don't worry.
Were you in the 4? Were you in the
I wasn't in
one,
3, and I was sitting.
What happened?
Will, I don't know. Will had us go up to Soho, Malibu, and we had a private screening. And then after, I went and sat next to him, and he goes, "What, Sal?" I go, "It would have been better with me in it."
That was Bad Boys 3.
Bad Boys 3, which was the highest grossing. Well, until 4 came out and did $1 billion. Did I tell you I was in $1 billion movie called Bad Boys 4?
Let's start with this one. What was it like shooting Bad Boys, the original, like with the guys in the original? What was that?
The crazy thing was, I say it all the time. I went to visit Martin. I said something that pissed him off, but I still went up to set with him, and he was cursing me out all the way up to set. And he was like, you got to get a filter, Sal. I was like, I don't know what a filter is. And I heard the director yelling and screaming, and I said, "Who's that?" He said, "The young director." And I said, "Who's that over there making all that noise?" He was like, "Who?" And it was Michael Bay, and he directed my Nike commercial when I wore Nike. And he was like, "He's funny. We got to put him in a movie." And Martin's like, "You the director?" And walked away. And a couple of weeks later, he was like, "I got a role for you." And
that's how you got in Bad Boys?
That's how I got in Bad Boys, being at the right place at the right time and taking acting classes when you don't know if you're ever going to get a job. But if that's what you want to do, you got to practice your craft. So I went in, and I knew I was going to play this role, and they handed me the glasses, which I now have to wear. But they handed me the glasses. He said, "Handcuff him, cut his sleeves." And it was like, it's just a scene with you, Martin, and Will. And, people don't think that I know what that meant. I was like, "Oh, I'm with the principals?" Yes. Yeah. And I get to say words? You're kidding me. So it was...
How many takes?
1 take.
1 take?
Well,
the
it's
scene
funny.
with you, Will Smith, and Martin Lawrence took 1 take.
The reason I say that is they shoot it close, wide.
Sure.
Will's point of view, that like he moved the camera, and then he said, "I'm going to do a reveal that's going to kill everybody." And it was me standing up and looking down on Martin. It was it's a scene that has been in every one, and especially in the last one, because Martin and I are still going back and forth at it. So I love Martin for that. I love Michael Bay for putting me in, and Will's always had my back. So. It was just a blessing to be there.
When did you meet Martin Lawrence? When did that happen?
1988.
Okay.
All right. And so
you're in the NBA now, right?
I'm in the NBA.
Okay.
I want to do comedy. So while everybody else is going to the strip club and to the steakhouse, I'm going to comedy.
One and the same.
Yeah. Magic City is having their anniversary, 40th anniversary. No,
yes.
I literally said, "This is the deal. I'm going to all these comedy places, and then I'm seeing Martin, and he's a big basketball fan.
Yes.
And I'm a big comedy fan, and it's I walked in. It was the Comedy Act Theater here in Leimert Park, and. I used to think I was so fly with my custom-made shirt. And I had a pink shirt and pant made.
Okay.
And I rented a Rolls Royce right here by the airport. And I'm driving in the hood because I know no better. And I'm by myself. And I walk in, and Robin Harris says, "Look at that tall bottle of Pepto-Bismol." And I walked back out, got in the car, came back to Century City, threw that in the trash, put on my T-shirt, jeans, and sneakers, and went back. But I was always wanting to do comedy. So if you want to do it, you got to hang around it. So I'm at the Comedy Store, I'm at the Laugh Factory, I'm at the Improv, I'm everywhere. And then Martin and I, got really good. Arsenio Hall literally took me. I gave him my tickets in 1988. What's up, Arsenio? I miss Arsenio. I don't get to talk to him. But he took me around. He introduced me to Sam Kinison. He took me to La Dome.
Come on.
Yeah, he took me, and I met Wilt Chamberlain that night.
What?
Whoa. Yeah, met Wilt Chamberlain. He hit me in my stomach.
What?
Wilt had this thing. He was like, "Take a picture." And you standing there. I was told, do not loosen up around Wilt. He will try you somehow. And so I'm sitting there, and then hit me in my stomach. He was, oh, you got good core. And I was like, oh. Yeah,
But so where'd you come up to on Wilt?
I literally was about 2 to 3 inches taller than me.
Okay.
Not as sexy, but
Nice.
but as tall.
Sure.
And people don't realize, like, when you're a pro, you a lot of guys go around and act cool. Man, I would let you know, man, you Wilt Chamberlain. Oh, my boy. I saw Kareem, and Kareem didn't talk to me.
That sounds like on brand.
Yeah, it
He doesn't
sounds
say
like
much.
he had nothing to say. He talked to my brother Ron, but he I don't talk to rookies. So, I just was in the mix, and I got, I knew Eddie, and Arsenio, and then you get to know Martin, and then Martin started taking off.
And Eddie's the obviously
Eddie Murphy. Sorry.
All right. No, I know that. It's just a few people that you can refer to, just one name. But I just wanted to make sure that we were talking about the one and the same.
The one and the same.
As opposed to the movie Eddie that you were in.
Which was a great movie, and I should have been nominated. I see you got 3 Emmys in there, and I should have at least had I don't know. I just love Whoopi Goldberg, and she would whisper things, and she would say, "Hey, don't act, be," and I was like, "Got it." Be the character.
Yeah.
And I got to be the character in that wonderful movie, Eddie. Everybody go see it. It's when Whoopi Goldberg takes over as the head coach of the Knicks, which might happen.
By the way, I don't know if they knocked on her door and asked The View for permission to interview her, because they knocked on so many people's doors.
Yeah, they should.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.